Well, this is the official website of the Ditchley Foundation, the organisation which is headquartered in that beautiful stately home we just saw, and it's all very, very upmarket. You can see this is designed very much for, you know, the public to view, and it has contacts. Well, it had contact information here. The Ditchley Foundation was established by Sir David Wills in 1958 to advance international learning and bring transatlantic and other experts together to discuss international issues. Sir David's original objective was to promote Anglo-American understanding. It goes on to talk about the American and Canadian sister organisations. It's all very that sounds very glossy and very benign, doesn't it? International understanding, and you'll find that a lot of these organisations use terms like that, and they always use words like cooperation and collaboration. You get this with things like the Tavistock Institute as well. It doesn't really go into any detail about what it just basically they're for talking, really. It's and you see this is all very grand. This is all very sort of like pleasing to the eye. They have this carefully designed thing here called A Legacy for Ditchley. There's various items like news, a history of the foundations and that. There's a video with John Major there. Should we listen to that? No. I'll tell you what, if you want to follow along, go to ditchley.co.uk and you'll see this website for yourself. Lists all the conferences. It talks about it holds 12 conferences a year, and there's that luxurious conference room where all the delegates sit around. Now it talks about the history of the mansion at Ditchley was built by the second Earl of Lichfield in 1722. He's a member of the Lee family. I don't know if that's the same as the Illuminati family in China. Probably not, because it's spelled L-E-E in the English way. Hi, here we go. Ditchley Park is available several times a year to be hired for conferences and other meetings, and it's you have to go through the vetting process, I think, to actually go on. It says here, please note that Ditchley Park is not available for the use as a venue for weddings or other social events. Photos. Here's some lists of photographs of you've seen the outside. Look at the interior. Oh, isn't it grand? Good grief. Bedrooms. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Can you imagine David and Mrs. Cameron sleeping all that? Go on, blimey. I'd rather not, actually. Bedrooms. And there's the contact details there. You contact the Ditchley Foundation there. I'm actually wondering what would happen if I phone up and ask if I can hire the venue for a conference of hospital porters against the New World Order. I wonder what they'd say. Yeah, you can imagine it, can't you? So you see, obviously, this is quite a well-designed, pleasing to the eye, very detailed website full of, quite a few pages here. It's got a site map at the bottom, so you can sort of find your way around. As I say, there are conference reports available, but it says on the Wikipedia page that the actual minutes of the conference are strictly confidential, and there's no media coverage allowed. In that way, it's like the Bilderberg Group. Now, the similarities to the Bilderberg Group, as I explained before, are quite apparent. This is not a white organisation as the G8 or the G7 or whatever it's called, G11, and things like that. It's not a black organisation as such, like Bilderberg, but it's a grey organisation. It has a public face, but it has a secret. There's no doubt that what goes on there is, the members have to take a strict confidentiality clause, and it actually says so. If not here, then on the Wikipedia article. Well, here we are. Look. Today, Ditchley's style and programme provides an opportunity for brainstorming unique in international affairs. Small invited groups of about 40 distinguished men and women are brought together from senior levels in the world of politics. Yeah, not senior, I mean they are. These are prime ministers, people like that. The armed forces and the media. Conference subjects are carefully chosen in response to new international challenges arising from issues of concern to democratic societies. Conferences stress open informal discussion that reflect personal thinking and take place under strict rules of confidentiality. A little sentence there, it means an awful lot. It means they can't go and talk to the newspapers about what was discussed there. Things like that. Now then, that's the Ditchley Foundation website. Let's compare that with the Bilderberg Group website. And this is it. Yes, the Bilderberg Group now has an official website. I have a feeling it didn't want to set this website up, and then you can tell by you can actually tell that this website was only actually set up in 2009, in time for the 2009 meeting. The organisation is older than the Ditchley Foundation. Actually, it's been running since 1954, so it actually began 4 years before the Ditchley Foundation. And as you can see here the difference between this and the Ditchley Foundation website. It's very, very simple. It's very basic. It says you can go to the website now, bilderbergmeetings.org. I have a feeling that the domain name Bilderberg has already been used several times by people like me who research conspiracies. So they had to choose a new domain name, and they chose Bilderberg Meetings. There's only 4 pages on here actually. Yeah, there's only 4 or 5 pages. There's these various conferences, and it goes through. There's minutes of previous conferences here, the latest meetings here. There's a disclaimer and a privacy statement, and that's about it. It's pretty basic, and you can see that they haven't really gone to town on the design work for this website in the same way that the Ditchley Foundation have, because this is a black organisation. I have a feeling that the only reason they set up the official website, and they set it up very, very late in its history, if it took 2009, is very late in the history of the actual organisation. I think they only did it in response to public distrust bred by people like us, who have been researching this and trying to expose it. And I think, in a sense, by setting up this website, making a half-hearted attempt to set up a half-hearted website, they're actually, I think we've actually forced them to retreat a little bit. They've fallen back slightly from their secrecy. And as homespun this website might be, I think this is a major victory on our part. I think this is actually a rather like the Frost lawsuits with Area 51. If you remember, Robert Frost, one of the men who served at Area 51, actually sued the government because he got sick from the poisonous chemicals they had there, and the government was finally forced to admit they did have a facility at the Dreamland base. Anyway, so it's bilderbergmeetings.org and ditchley.co.uk. Those are the websites you want to have a look at, and I think you will find them interesting to compare them and to go through the various things that they have, and to apply that to what I was talking about earlier today in the last 3 parts of this series of this film. Well, thank you for watching Hapanmo TV. This Hapanmo TV report on the Ditchley Foundation. Hospital port as pride and dignity stop the New World Order.